A very good morning and welcome back to our Session 2 program. What do we learn in Session 2? Well, in Session 2 we are going to use Speaking Tutor 1A. I hope everybody have their books in their hands. Okay, let's start. Before we start our session, we are going to do a quick review on what you have done last week in your class. Okay, now last week you've done vocabulary. Okay, we don't say vocabulary, vocabulary. Okay, so we have as follows: sleeping bag. I hope everybody knows what a sleeping bag is. A sleeping bag does not mean you're sleeping in a bag or in a plastic bag. Okay, it's a typical material bag and it has zipper, so you can actually stay there. Usually we use the sleeping bag for camping. Okay, keeps us warm as well. So it's more like a blanket. Saw. What's saw? Saw is a past tense of see. Very good. So yesterday I saw a rabbit died on a road. Saw. Next one, hike. What does hike mean? Hike is to climb up something. To climb up, mostly we use the word for hills or mountains. So we hike up the mountains, we hike up the hills. Okay? Tiger. Tiger is an animal, right? Tiger is an animal. It's a typical animal that looks like a big cat. So it's not a mommy cat, it's a tiger. It's orange. Usually tiger lives in the wild. Was. Can you give me a sentence using the word was? Great. Yeah. So yesterday I was standing in the house alone. So was. Summer. What does summer mean? Summer. Summer is just naturally means it's a typical one weather out of 4. So we have spring, winter, summer, and autumn. So summer is usually used in a hot weather. So around June, July, August, we still consider it as summer. So summer mostly in Europe, they will, in summer mostly foreigners in Europe loves going to the beach because it's the only time of the year that they actually can swim, because the rest of the years it's just cold. Practice. Now the word practice, it basically means you're just keep doing the same thing to make it better. Okay, so for example, if you practice cooking, you make yourself a better cooker, you make yourself a better chef. So by practicing something, it helps you make things better. A dialogue. What does dialogue mean, and when do we use dialogue? Well, dialogue is just necessary means it's just a two people speech. Okay, so for example, there could be an A and a B having a conversation, okay, about something. So they're exchanging their conversation. That's what we call dialogue. All right, dialogue. Okay, let's go one more time. Sleeping bag. Saw. Hike. Tiger. Was. Summer. Practice. Dialogue. Very good. I hope you have all these words into your notebook. Right, moving on to today's sessions, Session 2. Today we're going to cover it on Speaking Tutor 1A. Lesson 3, dialogue and practice. But we're moving on to the new section. More interview questions, page 43. So if you have your Speaking Tutor, kindly open your Speaking Tutor to page 43. It's this page here, okay? On page 43, more interview questions. What do I mean by an interview questions? If you can answer that questions. Okay, so more interview questions, it's more based on how, who, what, where, did, do, does, okay? So these are all interviewed questions. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to use each and individual interview questions. it's not only we can only use these words in the interview questions, but we can also use these words in a daily questions. So for example, hello, how are you today? Did you do your homework? Where are you going? So it's not necessary, this is part of just an interview questions. It's also can mainly used for a daily questions, right? So let's start with how. Now, when do we use how and how we use how? So we use how as a question of asking a person, for example, can say, how are you today? Yeah, so you say, how are you today? Using the word how. There's another one, say, how is your day? Or how much is this? Okay, so how are you today? We're using how. How is your day? We're using how. And how much is that or is this? We're using how. By knowing the quantity. So if you're using much, it means quantity. If you're using how is your day, we're using to describe the days of the feelings of your day. How are you today? Meaning asking if you're okay today, right? Number two, who? When do we use who? Right, we use who for asking for a person. For example, who is that person over there? Who is that person over there when regarding a person that you don't know? Who can also means when you don't know something or you don't know someone, you ask the person about that person. So for example, who is your teacher in level 7A? Who are you getting married to? Who is your favorite author? Who is your favorite filmmaker? Who is your best friend? So who mostly are asking for or about people. Okay, asking about people. What? What is generally asked for an object or things? What can also specified is also a type of specification of an object or something. Okay, so what is this? So the answer can also be this is a pen, right? So we're using the word what. Is this? This is a pen. So we're asking for an object. So for example, I might ask you, what is this? Very good. This is a black marker. Okay, so practice together. What is this? Good. This is a red marker. I can ask you, what is this? You can tell me, this is a student speaking tutor 1A textbook. So we're using the word what. Or also can ask for something else, specification. For example, what is the weather today? What is the date today? What day is it today? Okay, so asking for specification and answers. Did. Did is a past tense of what? Good, of do. Okay, so did is a past tense of do. But how can we create a sentence using the word did? Okay, what did you do yesterday? yesterday. Why did I say yesterday? Why? Do you know why I say yesterday? Yeah, because it's already happened. It's already happened. That's why we use the word did and yesterday included, because it's already happened. So what did you do yesterday? So what did you do yesterday? Yesterday was? Yes. Yesterday was Thursday. Sorry, yesterday was not Thursday. Yesterday was Sunday. So what did you do on Sunday? Right. Good. Next, do. We already talked about did, now we're going to talk about do. What about do? When do we use do and how do we use do? Okay, so do is more like a present, yeah? Or like a question word. Do you want to play with me? So do you want to play with me? It's in a question answer. If you want to play with me, do you want to play with me? Number 6, where? Where is generally asked for places, about places, right? So where, for example, where do you live? So where do you live? Okay, so where do you live specified where, right? Asking for a place where you live. Okay, so where? So let's go over again. How are you today? How's your day? How much is this? Who is that person over there asking for people? What is this? This is a person, this is a pen, so mostly what is asking about for objects. Did, what did you do yesterday, is asking in a past tense form of what happened yesterday, what you did yesterday. Do you want to play with me? It's a present form of questions. Where do you live? It's a question of asking places. Okay, so in the next session we are going to do our practice questions. So for now, goodbye. See you in the next session. Thank you.